What's up guys, it's Drac, and this is a box. So inside this box are going to be mysteries untold and powers unparalleled. But a little bit of backstory. So when I was at FoamCon, which is the companion to End War, which is the most amazing HVZ Invitational in the world, I met a guy named Rayne. He is on Instagram as Elusive 3D Nerf, and he had this really cool, like, mini, fully 3D printed flywheel pistol. It was super compact, it was smaller than a Stryfe, it was almost cute, yet it took full-size magazines and was about as tight as you could make something like that. It was miniature, it was cute, I thought that it was awesome, and it performed pretty well. And I saw it and I was like, I need to know, I need to shoot it, I gotta, this was an unexpected, super cool thing that showed up at the convention, and I was just like blown away by it. So since I wasn't expecting it, it was very special and I had to shoot it, and I did. He let me. You can see my entire reaction in this one photo. And so he generously offered to make me one. And I thought it would just be a regular one, but he sent me a couple of update photos, which doesn't like ruin the surprise, but the update photos told me that that mine was going to be special, and so special gifts deserve special videos. So this is the blaster that he made me. I assume everything that I need is in this box, but I am crazy excited to open it. Normally when packages show up, I film them whenever. I add them to my video schedule, which is all like planned out in advance and queued. This is not the case for this one. It showed up today, and I came immediately home, fired up the camera, and had to crack it open. So it says fragile all over it, and inside we have some bubble wrap, and you can already see how miniature this is going to be. And is there a note? No note. Woo. But he calls this Rayne. Now I don't know what he named the other one, but my version is specifically named Rayne. I can only assume after the character Rayne, if you've played Blood Rayne, and it is slick. It looks like a little machine pistol. Very, very cool. Like, check this out, guys. So, rev trigger, formal trigger, magazine release paddle down here, full-size magwell, and about as tight as you can make it. So, let's find out what kind of battery we put in here. Expanded battery tray on this side with thumb screw, which is pretty cool. And then inside, oh, you included the battery. So this is very clever. See how it's flat here? And you just add, I guess, whatever size battery tray you need for the battery. But inside here, you can see there is a 2S Zippy Compact 1000, and we can load that up, connect it via XT60. And then this is held in almost entirely by a very novel tab on the side. And then lock that back down. Throw that in. And so I'm really digging this. I assume that it was printed in PLA. It's got a full top rail, which is something the Stryfe does not have. It's got, oh, it's glowing on both sides. So we have this side kind of glowing, and then inside here, there is a red LED glow coming from the flywheel cage top and bottom. So looks to be a Stryfe geometry OFP cage with worker wheels inside. Ooh, and it's loud. Ooh. It doesn't have active braking, but it sounds good. Worker wheels. I wonder what the crush is. I don't know a whole lot about what's going on inside here. It's like an excellent candidate for a flywheel transplant if we ever wanted to, because I assume that geometry is consistent, but it's so compact. Let's grab a magazine, let's fire it up, let's play with it a little inside and a little outside. I love that the voltmeter only turns on when it's revving. That's a really, it is screaming. That is just a really, really cool feature. So, jump cut magic, go, woo! So, brought the chronograph up, wanted to throw this magazine in. Magazine is really snappy going in. No real flare on this magwell, and a little tight. It needs a little bit of braking in, I assume, but it's actually, the hold on this spring is just such that it's not flopping out, which is good. But I find that if you just grab and yank enough, I don't know, it's almost like what if like a 3D printed mag holder was your magwell receiver. So like that actually, as long as you know about it and can play around it, I think that that could be a feature. We'll call it a feature. But let's load this up and fire it. First, we're just gonna fire here. So I'm pretty confident that this is running Fang revamps, just because they are screaming out of there, which means performance should be pretty solid. Let's go ahead and fire it. Alrighty, so we had to take Rayne down to the workshop and take it apart. There was an issue with one of the top motors kind of catching. This is still, I assume, very prototypey. That's kind of the nature of 3D printed blasters, especially at the beginning. But very easy to fix, and we got to really like dissect her and figure out how she ticks and what makes her work. So first off, just the 4 LEDs are built into this top panel and is really cool. It makes a very neat effect. Also, it is running Fang revamped motors, which do get a little bit warm, and then it is an OFP cage, which I assume is printed in PLA. Did not say the crush on the OFP cage, but I can tell you that we cronied it downstairs inside the light box, and we got results of with waffles and AccuFakes from like 140 to 150. So that's solid performance. Like that is really cool. Accuracy is pretty standard for flywheels on account of it's an OFP cage and has no barrel coming out of it. Like it's okay, but overall just a really compact, like super small Stryfe essentially. I mean, it's a 3D printed Stryfe. Handle isn't bad. It's got a good choke up here. The voltmeter is exactly where you want it to be, and it only turns on when you're revving, so it gives you like voltage under load. And you can hear as it winds down that it's going to take a little bit of tweaking and tinkering to fully get that interface back to where it should be in terms of that wheel, but we're gonna have to dissect it completely. And this is so smart. When this motor cover comes off, it's as neat and as compact as it could be with the wiring, but you have to desolder the motors to take it fully apart. So truly, as opposed to like clamshell design, which is what we're used to in Nerf, this opens up panel by panel, piece by piece. It's very different. I will fire it a few more times for you up here. Again, I really dig that quick magazine release like this. Flared magwell, next step. It's weird, so like you almost sound ungrateful, and I don't mean that at all. But as soon as you get something and you know that it's been 3D printed and designed, and you know that each choice had to be made and wasn't necessarily like a cost saving or what have you endeavor like a mass manufactured blaster, you start thinking on a different vector. So like the first things that you do are you're like, oh, how could I tweak this, change that, do this? And that's like what's so cool about iterative design in 3D printing. I'm really getting into it myself. Like obviously the Arcane Caliburn line is full of all sorts of tweaks to Slug's files. So like this is just another really cool platform to play with, and I am so very grateful to have an all-in-one functional package sent over that lets me kind of really truly understand it at a core level almost immediately. So like getting to take it apart even is a blessing in disguise. But while I would love for it to have a flared magwell, this specific ability to like rip and change these out almost as though it was a fitted thing is just really cool. I can't wait. I actually, this is like the kind of thing that, since it looks really good and super compact with a single 6 mag in there, it's the kind of thing that I could actually add to my personal atomic loadout without sacrificing. It's not true. Mathematically, I would have to sacrifice 1 worker dart in my my Arcane 0, but by sacrificing that, I could just strap this to my back and it could be part of my atomic loadout, since we do not have a blaster limit yet. So that is Rayne. I am so very grateful to Ryan to sending her over and letting me test and tweak and prototype it. I mean, obviously this was designed specifically with me in mind, between the red LEDs and the super cool crimson PLA. I'm actually trying a crimson PLA literally right now on Igor downstairs. I couldn't be more grateful, and I really appreciate it, because this is just crazy cool. What an awesome little nifty design, and it's so small I feel like you could print it on almost any printer. Like, I can't think of anything that has a bed that won't fit this on it one way or the other. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Definitely go over, I think that he is specifically on Instagram right now, go check him out on Instagram, link in the description box below. Give him a like, give him a follow, and I will see you guys next time with more goodies. But what a really cool blaster. Can't wait to take it out and field test it. Much love, Nerf on Drac out!